Hello and welcome to Outlook this week. This week is our, one of the most awaited issues, the professional colleges issues, which we've been doing for now how many
14 years.
14 years, and it's an issue which both students and their parents really wait for. But we've added another element this time to the professional colleges issue, which is a survey of the youth that we've done. As you know that there were some 8 crore new voters who were there in the polls this year, and so youth, forms a major sort of a vote bank now, as well as a major force in our economy. So what we did was we have done a survey what youth think, what on various issues, on their personal relations, career, their politics, their thinking, and it's full of some very, very startling sort of findings. For instance, this doesn't go down well, too well with the shouldn't go too well with the politicians. 63% of the youth in urban metro centers feel that politicians are more harmful to the country than terrorists. So this is one startling finding. There are many others. For instance, half of them think that reservations in jobs should continue, which is also a little surprising. Having come so far in Mandal politics. Then, of course, about more than half feel that intolerance has increased in the recent times. That's another finding. There are also many other questions about there. I won't reveal too much of this. It's you can go in and look in the magazines. There are many questions about their personal life. Their thinking. I think many feel that more and more people are going to temples and mosques. Religiosity has increased among them, etc. That is, of course, the findings are there inside. It's very interesting. You must it's worth going through. But the crux of the issue is, of course, the professional colleges issue, which Arindam has been our business editor has been kind of helming it for now almost 14 years, all the years that has been there.
Mostly.
Yeah. So Arindam, this time, what exactly is the what major finding in the what are the trends? What are the changes you've seen?
Yeah, to start with, I think this year was very good for us because we got far more participation from colleges. So a large number of colleges participated for the survey as compared to last year also. In fact, we've had in engineering, for instance, we had the highest ever participation from colleges. And so which means that our model is very well established in the market, and the authenticity of our model is very well established in the market. Now, a very important thing that has happened is that in our top 100, there are about 20 new names which have come in.
Okay.
Which is a very healthy sign that colleges are rising up their ranks, and they are scoring well, and they are rising up the ranks as against the old favorites which have always been there.
Okay.
Of course, the first 15-20 seats there have been very little difference. The top people have maintained their pole positions, but as you go down towards the middle rank and the lower ranks, there are plenty of new names which have surfaced this year, and that's a very healthy trend.
You said the methodology and the due diligence that we do. A lot of magazines do these kind of surveys. How, one or two points that you would like to tell our readers which makes the Outlook survey unique?
Yeah, we, unlike many others who do a purely perceptual survey, we have been for the last 14 years maintaining a system where we do a split of 50% objective survey where we send questionnaires to the colleges, and then they send us their original data, which is actual data of the colleges. And the remaining 50% is a perceptual survey which we do amongst recruiters, final year students, and faculty. So, and they give a perception about their peer group, not their own colleges.
So it is okay. So it's that much more holistic.
It's holistic. So you get an objective data, you get a perception, both. It's a mix of both, and each has a weightage of 50%. So we give equal weightage. Although from time to time we've got requests from many people saying that you should give more weightage to perception or you should give more weightage to objective. We have maintained it at 50-50 so that there are no complaints, and it's an absolutely balanced view that we take.
Okay. And you said there you've seen many new colleges rising up the ranks. In which areas are these?
Engineering, very few in medical, but in other streams also, like law, there are very number of colleges which have come. Mass communication, new names have surfaced. Social work, not too much. Hotel management, some new names have come in. In architecture, in dental, everywhere we have seen new colleges coming into the ranking.
Any region-wise breakup? Which are the regions which are showing this colleges?
See, engineering, typically the southern part of the country has more number of engineering colleges. There are more than 3,500 engineering colleges in Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
So you can imagine that the larger number of colleges will come from the southern region, and that pattern has not changed. Because northern India has mostly government colleges, southern India has mostly private colleges. So a lot of private colleges from southern India have come into the ranks, which is a healthy sign again.
Okay.
Because we've seen these private colleges mushrooming all over the country, but their quality was always suspect and they never came into our ranking.
Right.
This time there's a departure from that.
In the youth survey, we did have a question asking the youngsters, whether they would want to follow their passion or would they rather go with what their parents want them to do. Is there any change you're noticing in the, in the terms of in the streams that students are now opting for?
See, some streams, like in engineering, some streams are always in high demand, like electronics, computer science, mechanical. They've always been in demand, and that continues to go so. Now, some of the newer streams like applied mechanics and all, they are picking up very fast.
Okay.
Robotics, automation, these are picking up very fast because the industry is demanding these. So there is some kind of a demand. But the old
AI
favorites,
would be one.
AI is one of them. That's automation, robotics and AI, they are all together.
Okay.
So, but the old favorites continue to rule the roost there.
But they're better informed also now.
Yeah,
in a way, because they have access to so much of information.
Absolutely.
Both through the net and among peers,
Yeah.
They have a lot of discussion before deciding on what.
Correct.
They also factor in what the parents want,
Yeah.
But by that time, they have more or less made up their mind
True.
in which line they want to go.
Yes, absolutely.
In fact, the other important story in this issue, apart from the colleges and the youth, part, is the foreign editor Pranay Sharma has done. It's about how the first visit of our Prime Minister is going to be to the Maldives.
Maldives and Sri Lanka.
And what does that signify?
See, every time the Prime Minister, new Prime Minister, this is Narendra Modi's second term, but the country that he chooses as his first foreign visit,
Right.
there is a signal that you're trying to give the importance of that country in India's foreign policy, agenda, where it fits in. So Maldives, I think, in the last 5 years, relations have gone up and down a bit. Though towards the end, after the election of Ibrahim Solih, a joint United Party candidate, which brought him to power. He came here, then Prime Minister Modi had gone there for a very brief while. He was the only foreign leader to be present at his inaugural. And when President Solih had come here, they had more or less agreed that if he gets re-elected, he would go to Maldives. I think it is part of that to show the importance that Maldives enjoys in India's foreign policy priorities. Sri Lanka, because it has gone through after the Easter killings, I mean that Easter Sunday, which killed so many people, and this is a fight against terrorism which India has been doing for several decades now, and this has been a priority area whenever India has engaged with leaders both from the region and elsewhere. One of the topics which has figured during discussion has been, how we need cooperation from all to fight this menace of terrorism. So I think in a way he is going there to Sri Lanka to show that whatever help in it, because it's a phase of crisis that they are going through, India is with them. And also I think, he would be meeting all the three major players there. Apart from President Sirisena, who was here, he would meet Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe and the former President Mahinda Rajapaksa.
Okay.
So basically, I think the signal would be that whoever comes to power, India would be doing business with that. India is always there. It's an important country for us, and let's try and see, how the two countries together can face the challenges that we are going to face in the coming years.
And the trip is soon on. It's
It's right from this weekend.
okay. So that's we'll see what that throws up, and the magazine, as always, is packed with lot many other news stories. Though the major thing is the professional colleges survey. Thank you very much.